Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to be going over a strong competitive moveset build to teach Slaking in the 3rd generation Pokemon games, and also where you can locate the TMs that you're going to want to pick up for this particular build. Now, you might look at the stats and think that Slaking is completely overpowered, and although it can be a really nice option to have in your team, it's brought back to reality a bit by its ability, which is Truant, and that means this Pokemon skips every other turn instead of using a move. But the stats here are off the charts. HP up at 150. Attack is just absurd at 160, and then defense at 100, special attack at 95, special defense at just 65. So if you're going against a Slaking yourself, you're going to want to be hitting it with special attacks, and then also a really nice speed there at 100. So taking a look at this choice band build, and you're going to want the item choice band because with Slaking's Truant ability, you're going to probably want to employ a hit and run strategy where you attack and hit the opponent really hard, and then instead of waiting your next turn, you have the option to switch out Slaking for something that might be a bit better defensive-wise against the Pokemon that you're currently facing. That choice band, the holder's attack is 1.5x, but it can only select the first move that it executes. But if you're going to switch out your Slaking on the next turn, this isn't that big of a deal because then the next time it's out there, you can pick another move at that point in time. And going over and finding where you can acquire this in the 3rd gen games, if you're playing Ruby or Sapphire, it's at the Battle Tower for a streak of 35 or more, and it's going to be a random prize. That's how you pick up Choice Band in that one. Emerald is a bit more straightforward where you can purchase it. Battle Frontier for 64 battle points. That's how you can grab Choice Band in the Emerald version. So starting off with move number 1, you have the choice between Return and Double Edge. Both of these are same type attack bonuses, normal physical type attacks. I typically prefer going with Return because it's really powerful. It has a max power of 102 at maximum happiness, 100 accuracy, and of course it is a physical type attack. Whereas Double Edge, you get a little bit more power there at 120, also at 100 accuracy, a physical type attack, but you're hit with that 1/3 recoil, which is the downside to Double Edge. If you want to go with the TM Return, and Return is going to be TM27. There's a couple of different ways that you can pick this one up in Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald over at Foliber Town or Pacificlog Town. And over in Foliber Town, it's on the south side of this town in Professor Cosmos' house where he studies his meteorites. He's not home at first, but he will be there after the events at Meteor Falls. In Generation 3, Professor Cosmo will trade TM27 Return for a meteorite. So that's where you can pick it up. Now, if you're in Pacificlog, you can pick this one up from the Pokemon Fan Club chairman's sibling, and his younger brother lives in a house on the west side of the town. He will give out one of 2 possibilities, TMs, every 7 days, depending on the friendship of the player's Pokemon. If the first Pokemon in the party's friendship is high, he will give the player TM27 Return. If it is low, he will give the player TM21 Frustration. So that's another way that you can pick up the TM27 Return. Now, instead, if you wanted to go with the Double Edge option, this one is going to be from a move tutor that is situated in Sootopolis, and they will teach you Double Edge to a willing Pokemon, and you can pick this one up in this location over at the Pokemon Center in Sootopolis from that move tutor. Now, the next 3 moves are all going to be different options to go with, giving you a lot of different coverage and strong physical attacks, whether it's Earthquake, Shadow Ball, or Focus Punch. You have a ground type attack, a ghost type attack, and a fighting type move. Earthquake hits adjacent Pokemon, power doubles on Dig, 100 power, 100 accuracy. And Earthquake is going to be TM26, and it's found over at the Seafloor Cavern. And the Seafloor Cavern is going to be located in this area of the map in the Hoenn region, and taking a look, it's going to be at the Seafloor Cavern's end, which is what this room is right here, and it's going to be located in this area. That's where you can pick that one up. And then Shadow Ball, 20% chance to lower the target's special defense by 1, but this is a physical type move, 80 power, 100 accuracy. And the ghost move Shadow Ball is TM30. It can be found over at Mount Pyre. And also just a quick side note, if you are playing Fire Red or Leaf Green, you can get Earthquake TM26 as a prize for defeating Giovanni, and also Shadow Ball over at the Rocket Game Corner for 4,500 coin. But back to Mount Pyre, this TM30 Shadow Ball is going to be on the 6th floor on the southern side. And to show you what this looks like, this is the 6th floor. The southern side, it's going to be located right in this area. And then move number 4, Focus Punch, is kind of a high risk, high reward, where the power is really strong at 150, 100% accuracy, physical type move, fighting type attack. However, You don't get priority, so you're going to be hitting second, and it's going to fail if the user takes damage before it hits. So you're going to want to make sure you're in a situation where you think that you might not get hit and take damage. And this is not a move I would pick if Slaking is your last Pokemon that you have in your team, because with Choice Band, it's going to lock you into that Focus Punch. And if your opponent knows that you're locked into this move, then they're going to know that if they keep attacking you, you're going to just keep taking damage and not being able to return the favor to the opposition. And if you didn't want to go Focus Punch, you could also potentially throw in something like a Hyper Beam, which is the most powerful move that your Slaking could know, and just deal out a ton of damage with that same type attack bonus from the really powerful move of Hyper Beam. So I'll touch on where you can locate both of those. So Focus Punch in the Hoenn region is going to be picked up over on Route 115. And this is what Route 115 in the Hoenn region looks like. It's going to be in the top northwest region of the map. And this Pokeball right up in here is where you're going to find the TM01 for Focus Punch. Whereas Hyper Beam is going to be TM15, and that one can be picked up over at the Little Cove department store, or if you're playing Fire Red Leaf Green, at the Celadon department store for $7,500. And that's going to round out this build. Also, I just want to touch on the nature before wrapping this one up. Adamant is a pretty straightforward one to go with. It increases attack, decreases special attack. Going over and taking a look at the nature list, you're going to want to be increasing your attack or potentially speed. So in the attack area, Adamant is a great option because you don't mind having your special attack decrease. I wouldn't want to go Brave though, because you don't want to decrease your speed. Lonely or Naughty could be other potential options to go with increasing your attack, but the decrease in those situations aren't as ideal as what Adamant would bring to the table. If you wanted to increase your speed, then something like Jolly would be really great, increasing your speed, decreasing your special attack. A tier down from that would be Hasty or Naive. You don't want to go Timid, though, because you don't want to decrease that attack stat. And pretty much anything that decreases your attack stat, you definitely don't want. So you don't want a Bold Nature, you don't want Timid, you don't want Modest, and you don't want Calm. And that's going to do it for this one, guys. So if you want to check out this article yourself, I'll have links posted down in the description. I appreciate you guys stopping by. Consider subscribing, and I'll catch you back here next time.